One shot. And he nailed it. Look at that. And look what they're shooting at.
That is going into the city. That's insane.
Right into the city. You can see right here she's underway, but after this hit, she'll go dead in the water. Okay, his buddy comes up. There's incoming round. He says, whatever, how you doing? Here is I don't want to say 1 in a million shot. This is incredibly good. I would give somebody a medal for making this shot, and it's going to be remarkable. I'll just set this up a little bit. So here's a window in an urban combat situation. This guy knows what he's doing because you don't go up to the window. You always want to stay back. And this guy will get kind of excited and he'll move forward, but then he remembers to move back. But what he's going to encounter is a drone at least 250, maybe 300 feet away, and watch what he does with it. Okay, staying away from the window light. Excellent. Okay. Sees the drone. Ta-da. See him get back? One shot. And he nailed it. That's right, man. Dobro. This is one of the recent, because there's not just one, Ukrainian drone and aerial drone attack on Novorossiysk, which is where the entire Black Sea fleet had to fall back after Crimea was too dangerous for them. You can watch what's happening here. There are flares in the air. Anti-aircraft artillery is firing. Look at those tracers. And those bullets all have to land somewhere. And they are shooting right into their own city, right? 0 F's given here.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that was one of my questions for the clips that was coming up.
Okay, you see those lights and burning. When they're that color, just that color, I'm thinking flare. And it goes out when it hits the water, but we'll see. There's another flare going up right now. These are the Russians trying to light the sky so they can see the drones and see any unmanned surface vessels on the water. Hey, every tracer you see in the air has at least 10 more rounds following it. So there's another flare going up. Okay, look at that. And look what they're shooting at.
That is going into the city. That's insane.
Right into the city. See the drone right now? Boom.
How dangerous are they?
Tracer will kill you dead as hell.
I mean, in sense, like, you know how they're just firing it? Do you think that's killing people in the city or no?
Yeah, I think it would if you were standing by a window.
'Cause that's a lot. Even if it's like a very low probability, I feel like every other night this happening, there has to be some deaths just from Russian tracers.
There have been multiple views of a Russian surface-to-air missile going up in the air, doing a U-turn and hitting the launcher. They go up and the rocket motor, something goes wrong, or the guidance systems, they drop into the city. But every bullet this guy's shooting is going to come down somewhere. Now, this guy appears to be shooting out into an open space. That's, of course, a surface-to-air missile right there. It looked like it went pretty low to the ground, and I don't see a detonation. So there's another surface-to-air missile. You can tell that's not a surface-to-surface missile because it's homing in on some aerial target. Okay. Here's one of the things. I'll stop for a second to set it up. Interestingly, I was just talking about carrying an M4 with an M203. The point of view in this, he's armed with exactly what I used to carry. So we'll see. Okay, we've been talking about application of grenades in small tactical engagements, and this guy's going to do a cool guy thing that I used to do as well, and we'll see it in just a minute. So those are his guys off to the right. You can see them spaced out there, good tactical arrangements. He's on the farthest left, or there are probably more guys behind him, but watch the way you've got contact, as you go deeper, looking deeper into the forest, that's where the bad guys are, and watch as this unfolds. Okay, you hear that pop, and he fired that grenade in there. And now he's reloading, but he'll do it again here in a minute. Okay, stop it right there. You heard that sound? That's 40 millimeter grenade leaving the tube. It kind of goes. But what he did, and I used to do as well, he aimed at a tree so that the grenade goes down there, and it takes 20 feet for it to arm, but you hit it on a tree above the bad guys and it blows the fragments down on them. So this guy, he knows what he's doing. That was it. You hear the pop, and then the grenade goes. You can actually see it flying. It goes about as fast as Tiger Woods can hit a golf ball. You can see it in the air.
This is the scope?
Yeah. Okay. You could see this guy. He was out of the fight. He was walking, but he was out of the fight.
Why? Like, was he trying to get back? You think?
Yeah.
What do you mean out of the fight?
He was non compos mentis, right? He was just staggering around, probably already wounded.
Ooh, probably because of the grenade.
Yeah, probably because of the grenade.
Oh, I think it's more so geopolitics a little bit.
Yeah, here we go.
The drones hitting the Shadow Fleet, which is going to have a huge impact.
This is something that, Sam, you and I were talking about earlier. They're going to start doing this, and now they are. So here we got a Sea Baby coming in, and they are aiming right here. We'll see the explosion going off. They're aiming for the machinery spaces, rudder control, where the propeller.
I mean, that's a
leaves the
huge
hull.
explosion. Is that they're aiming for machinery, or is that for fuel?
This thing is probably a diesel-powered vessel. Some of that was fuel going up. This was actually the first hit. You can see right here she's underway, but after this hit, she'll go dead in the water. So he's going right for the rudder post, and you can see, okay, the cuts are all mixed up, but you can see the big explosion. You can see the explosion from the previous one, and now she's dead in the water. Okay, you're going to get another Sea Baby. It looks like 4 Sea Babies hit this ship. And the same thing, he's going aft, so the explosion hits the machinery spaces. So diesel fuel doesn't really burn very well, meaning, well, it burns pretty well, but it's harder to set off than gasoline. But you've obviously got a fuel fire here as well.
That's going to have a big impact, right? All around the world, would you say?
I'm doing a report for the Kyiv Post. It'll be out next week. The Ukrainians have hit about 10 or 12 Shadow Fleet tankers all over the world. They've hit them in the Persian Gulf. They've hit them off the coast of West Africa, in the Mediterranean, and in the Baltic. So there are 600, Shadow Fleet tankers. But by doing this and hitting these things in this global guerrilla war, these ships, which often sail without insurance anyway, but the bad guys won't be able to broker the deal for $60 million worth of, petroleum products. I mean, they won't get the money. They can get the ship, and they can find guys who will sail without insurance, safety equipment, lifeboats. They can find those guys, but it's the money that'll stop them.
The ships would be hard to replace too, right?
Yeah, eventually, but they're kind of using these old, I don't want to say they're junkers, but they're 25, 30 years old, these ships.
Close to junkers.
Close to
like
junkers.
Junkers adjacent.
Yeah, junker adjacent, absolutely. This is what I used to think under artillery fire. In my day, it's different now, but it had to be a 1 in a million shot, I thought, for the artillery shell to actually hit me. I mean, it was like 1 in a million. Now, it could hit close to me and cut me up with a shrapnel. But this guy, he's a little bit unlucky, but there's something he could have done, and we'll see this as it happens. There are 2 guys in this video, both Russians. There they are. Now, the guy on the left has got a bush he thinks he's hiding behind. Okay, his buddy comes up. There's incoming round. He says, whatever, how you doing? One guy has stayed put. Now, stop just for a second. So we just had a close round. So I can assume, and again, I hate to be second guessing.
In the hindsight, yeah.
In hindsight, one guy kept moving because once that round went off, I can assume that I'm under observation, right? And they had to pick something to shoot at. Only one thing in this picture doesn't change for the whole picture. So let's see what happens to that one thing that doesn't change. Well, there it is. A direct hit. So that guy won the Chuck Farr 1 in a million prize.
This is just a short clip of what we're allowed to show here on YouTube. But if you want to watch the full episode, you can join our platform by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code on your screen. We put out a new uncensored Battlefield breakdown episode every single week. And to make sure we're not forced to censor something because of the platform we are using, we built our own platform, Basics Insider. So join us today and support independent journalism by clicking the link in the description or going to basicsinsider.com.